Now we look at some Monday qualifiers for this week's CJ Cup Byron Nelson, including the amateur Bobby Massa. Getting through Nick Watney, name from the past, trying to find his way through what can be a very difficult game. And speaking of Bobby, here he is. He's a sports performance coach from Dallas. Recently became one of the top mid-amateurs in the world. Reached the quarters of last summer's U.S. Amateur at Hazeltine before falling eventually to the winner, Osele Ballester. Now check this out, 127-mile-per-hour swing speed, ball speeds in the 190s. Once was a pro golfer after graduating from Texas Arlington, then gave up the game, forced into exile by the swing yips. You can read more of his story in Brentley Romine's article on golfchannel.com. And great to have Bobby with us on this Wednesday. I hear the term Monday qualifier. I think stress. What was the stress level like just getting through into the CJ Cup?
Oh, the stress is definitely always there because now the real pressure starts. So, yeah, just trying to keep it all together. Like I said, I went and worked this morning, just try to treat it like an everyday thing, and then show up tomorrow and see what we can do.
Bobby, you've got a full-time job, you have a newborn, you have 2 kids under 2. You don't actually have time to obsess over this game anymore. Is it a little easier when you don't actually have to play it for a living?
I don't know if it's easier. I guess I never stopped thinking about it. I obsess so much when I try to do it for a living that I guess that some of that time spent has just carried over. But I definitely think about it a little bit less because I got all these kids to take care of and work. So just enjoy it when I can now.
Bobby, your nickname is Bobby Speed, which is one of the coolest nicknames I've ever come across. How much are you working out with other athletes from different sports, not just to hone your golf, but to hone your athleticism?
At my gym, we have tons of professional athletes, guys like Derrick Henry, Julius Randle trained there for a long time, Seth Curry, Dak, Zeke. A lot of these guys came and worked out at our gym. So I've spent a lot of time with these very high-profile athletes, so I get to see what real athletes look like.
I read when you were sort of struggling with the game, Bobby, with swing yips, that you said you couldn't break 90. A lot of people would find it very difficult to imagine how a guy can go from being in a valley like that to being good enough to play at the amateur level you are now and also to qualify for a PGA Tour event. How do you make that kind of journey?
It's definitely a journey, to say the least. I would say that when it kind of starts, it's really hard to get out of your own way. Most of it starts technical, and then it kind of develops mentally. Then you kind of have to go back to the drawing board, fix it technically, and then try to fix it mentally. Although that kind of that mental side of it, that scar tissue kind of always stays around. So it's a constant battle with that, even though that I'm playing much better now. It's always in the back of your mind that you don't ever want to go back to that. And I guess nobody really understands it until they kind of go through it, unfortunately. And I don't wish it upon my worst enemy to go through those problems and swing problems.
The cliche is that it makes you tougher. Does it make you tougher?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I wish I didn't have to get tougher that way, to say the least. But it definitely makes you a little bit tougher mentally. You appreciate the game a lot more when you come back from it, excuse me. For sure. But like I said, I'm just enjoying the ride now. I kind of got through the terrible storm of the yips, and now I feel like I'm enjoying a lot of the time I spent working on it.
You're obviously well known for your speed, Bobby, and we've seen a lot of the best players in the world chase speed over the last few years. How much speed could a typical recreational golfer realistically expect to pick up in your mind?
If you really go at it hard, some guys have gotten up to 10 miles an hour. I really recommend trying to get around 4. 4 miles an hour is usually 2 clubs a hole, which most people can get 4 miles an hour. I do it a little bit different in the aspects of I don't like changing someone's golf swing to try to get speed. I just try to speed up what they have, because when you go down the route of changing golf swing, you kind of lose face. And because this game's so fickle in the brain and how mental it gets, if you start hitting different windows that you're not used to hitting, I try not to go down the full route of being as technically perfect as possible to get as much speed as possible if you don't already kind of naturally have that a little bit.
Bobby, there are 30 handicappers who dream of playing in the Masters. You lost to Evan back in the U.S. Mid-Am. You lost to Josele in the quarters at Hazleton in the U.S. Am. You were very close to driving down Magnolia Lane. Does it make it any bit easier, the fact that you lost to the eventual winner both times?
Thanks for reminding me. Appreciate it. I wouldn't say that it makes it easier necessarily. Those opportunities don't come around very often. Obviously, all these guys that are playing at that level are very good at golf. So you got to get a couple breaks along the way and need a couple putts to fall at the right time and maybe a ball bounces off a tree at the right time. Yeah, it's tough to be in those situations. Obviously, it's a hard pill to swallow to be that close and not actually make it there. But it's still a lot of fun to be in the hunt and actually have that opportunity.
You've had quite the opportunity this week as well, Bobby. It's not your first PGA Tour event. You've actually played the Byron Nelson twice before. What are your expectations for the week, given all of the other commitments we've talked about in your life?
I would say just trying to be focused on each and every shot. And as cliche as it sounds, is if you kind of take care of all that stuff, then the results kind of take care of themselves. But I mean, I'd love to play the weekend, obviously. If I play good, my good is good enough. It's just those guys are so consistent doing it all 4 days, week in, week out. But why not me, right?
Why not you? And you live in a hotbed of golf. Scotty, Jordan, Tom Kim, Will Zalatoris. Are you able to hang out, pick brains, money games? What's your relationship like with the professional golfers in Dallas?
I don't spend a lot of time with those guys, but I will say that guys growing up in Texas, the weather is never good here. It's always good enough to play golf, but it's not great. So guys get really good at playing at different conditions. The type of grass here, with it being Bermuda, is probably the hardest to chip off of. So if you get good at that, you can pretty much go and play anywhere. So I think that's why those guys are so good. I don't spend a lot of time with him. I've spent some time with Brandon Wu. I've played a handful of money games with him, and I got guys around town like Alex Copper, Nate Wilson, and guys like that, and Chris Wheeler, that I spend. If I play a money game, it'll be with some of those guys.
Bobby, it's great to chat with you. Enjoy the week. Congratulations on what you've accomplished already, and hope to catch up with you again soon.